Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
An afternoon shooting in Rockford leaves one person hurt. The crime scene, a local community center. Police investigate.
Rockford's outgoing police chief gets a bird's eye view of the city he's served for the last 5 years. Dan O'Shea looks back on his time in the Forest City.
Anything we can do to help build that relationship between people in the neighborhood and law enforcement, that's important.
There's a new place to get to know local cops. Organizers hope it'll lead to a stronger community. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Shots ring out near a Rockford community center, leaving one person hurt.
It happened before 3 this afternoon on 5th Street. Dylan Siraki's been speaking with people who witnessed the shooting. He joins us live from the scene now. Dylan, what can you tell us?
Well, Eric and Mimi, I'm here near Patriots Gateway. Police were called here earlier this afternoon after receiving calls about a man who was shot. I talked to an eyewitness who says he saw the incident unfold right in front of him while sitting in his car waiting for his brother-in-law who was taking classes at the community center. He tells me a car drove up next to him, and before he could even understand what was happening, the shooter jumped out of the back seat and fired multiple rounds.
I was basically worried about trying to figure out what the guy looked like, what was he shooting, what his car looked like, and then I saw the first shot go off, and I hit the deck. I dropped my seat down. I was ducking, man. It was scary. So I was just trying to get a good description for the cops so that they can find him.
According to police, the victim was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. For now, reporting live in Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Siraki.
Dylan, thanks for the live report.
Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea has 1 day left on the job. After 5 years, he's retiring from Rockford PD.
O'Shea's been in law enforcement, though, for more than 3 decades. He has a passion for policing, but he's also got a love for aviation, so I thought it would be fun to do an exit interview with the chief a couple thousand feet above Rockford.
All right, Dan, so I got you up here because you can't run away from any of my questions. It'd be hard for you to do that. So let's start with the basic one. Why'd you become a cop?
Oh boy, that's a good question. I think it's just because it's in the family. My grandfather came over from Ireland and moved to Chicago, became a Chicago police officer. And one of my uncles followed in his footsteps. And yeah, they both rose up to the rank of commander and captain in Chicago PD, and kind of grew up seeing that and thought kind of a cool career.
Did you ever envision yourself being police chief at some point?
Not a chance.
So how'd you make that jump?
Every one of my friends and my wife Kathy would ultimately, every one of them heard me say many, many times probably over my career, who the heck would want to be a police chief? You kind of just fall into, I don't know, kind of a pattern of you want to lead people, and it's kind of the same thing, you get into policing, as generic as that sounds, you really enjoy helping people, and when you start going up the ranks of police, in police departments, sergeants, lieutenants, and on the way up, because you want to lead people and you're trying to help people underneath you succeed.
We spent almost an hour in the airplane chatting, so there is a lot more to that interview. Tune in at 6, 9, and 10 to hear more. At 6, O'Shea talks about how he ended up in Rockford and how policing's changed over his 30-plus years as a cop.
For the first time in recent history, the demand for homes has surpassed the local supply. March real estate numbers show the average sale price exceeding $152,000. That's an almost 12% year-over-year increase. But the jump in price hasn't turned off buyers. Rockford Area Realtors CEO Connor Brown says bidding wars have become common.
When you have so many buyers that are out there competing against each other, in many cases beating one another out, they are offering over list price.
Brown adds, on average, local homes are appreciating about 1% a month.
As the home buying process starts to become more of a competition than an exciting life moment, some families are getting tired.
It's known as buyer fatigue. Michelle Rave spoke with one man who tells her he's experienced this firsthand. Michelle?
I spoke with a family who shared the many challenges and stresses they faced trying to buy a home right here in the state line.
It was extremely difficult to just The whole process was stressful for my family and all of us together.
D.A. Merci moved from Texas to Illinois with his mom and 2 siblings a year ago. They've lived in an apartment but were ready to buy a home.
You could tell that there was a lot of competition going on, and a lot of people were into buying houses at the time. And it was actually difficult trying to find a house when everyone else is trying to get a house.
Offer after offer, the family kept striking out.
We actually put a lot of offers out there, and a lot of our offers weren't really accepted. It was also difficult, and stressful during the time.
There was a moment of hope for the family when they found their dream home.
There was the house that was extremely perfect. The house was next to my auntie, and I believe the house was on the market for around 115 grand, but we made an offer higher than that. And unfortunately, we did not get the house. That was extremely sad for my whole entire family.
Real estate agent Dimas Trujillo says many people are facing buyer's fatigue after being discouraged by so many rejections.
A lot of buyers do lose motivation just because of the fact that they end up, losing offers left and right. It's very hard for buyers to remain calm and realize that they do have to be patient.
Trujillo says gone are the days of buying homes below or at asking price.
Buyers are forced to make their offers very, very appealing. Many instances they do have to offer over asking price.
My mom would be so stressed about the fact that everyone else is out there just taking properties here and there. If you're not quick enough to make an offer, it's gone.
Now, it's not all bad news. Luckily, after several attempts and a lot of patience, the Merci family was able to find a home in Belvedere and will be closing on it tomorrow. Eric.
Thanks, Michelle. Big changes are coming to the Windy City. Chicago will reopen its iconic Navy Pier for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says it's because the city's COVID cases are going down and vaccinations are going up. She also announced the loosening of capacity restrictions citywide at indoor venues. It's part of the city's new reopening plan dubbed Open Chicago.
And now I'm thrilled to announce that we are able to broadly loosen capacity restrictions across industries starting today, which allows us to welcome back fans to the United Center, reopen Navy Pier and our lakefront beaches.
Under the new rules, restaurants and bars can increase to 50% capacity. Most larger indoor venues like stadiums, festivals, and places of worship can open at 25% capacity. Guests who are fully vaccinated won't count towards the capacity limit at private events like weddings.
During the pandemic, many semi-truck drivers decided to retire. That left more than 90% of trucking companies searching for new hires. But despite the manpower shortage, freight business is booming. The Illinois Trucking Association polls companies across the state weekly. They report about 70% of them are seeing an increase in the number of loads for their truckers week after week, and that it is causing a different shortage at gas stations.
From the terminal to the pump, that last step, that's all truck. And that is a huge factor, obviously, that goes into getting the product to the consumer.
The association says the lack of drivers shouldn't result in any gas shortages in northern Illinois, but the group says the situation has already led to higher gas prices.
The state line launches another effort to strengthen community trust with law enforcement. The area's third Strong Neighborhood House opened today. There are 2 other homes, but this is the first built from the ground up. It's in McChesney Park on Marie Avenue. It's open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Officers will be there part of the time and are excited to get to know neighbors.
We don't forget about any parts of the areas that we serve. So moving this house, developing this house in McChesney Park, Loves Park, is letting that part of our county, part of our community know that they're important, that they are deserving of services, and that United Way wants to provide help to the people in those communities.
The Strong Neighborhood House will also offer programs for children.
For the first time in over a year, it's prom season.
After the break, details on a weekend dance months in the making.
Got a few showers and isolated thunderstorms moving through the area, some of which could have some gusty winds with them. I'll let you know how long those will last. Coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Sports Director Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Students Families at one Stevenson County high school are making final preparations ahead of this weekend.
So get your dress, suits, and dancing shoes ready. Ari Bruckman joins us with more on Freeport High School's prom. Ari?
Yeah, Eric and Mimi, last year most schools canceled everything from sports to graduation and prom. But one Freeport student tells me having prom this year was a top priority. This Saturday, Freeport High School will put on a junior-senior prom. But because of COVID, it won't look like years past. It will take place outdoors at the Sportsplex on South Walnut Road here in Freeport. The school isn't requiring students to be vaccinated to attend, but they must wear masks. As junior class president Macy Olson had a big opportunity to play a pivotal role this year in planning prom, saying COVID has shown her and her peers about challenges she's grateful to really make this event happen.
This past year has taught us a lot that we can't really take anything for granted because we never know what's going to happen in the near future. So even though we probably are going to have another chance to have prom next year as juniors, you never know. So we want to make this chance as good as we can get it.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from the prom coordinator about how things will look differently this year. Eric and Mimi.
All right, thanks, Ari.
Thank you, Ari. It was another gorgeous day across the state line with temperatures breaking the mid-60s.
But storms are on the way. Candice joins us after the break to time out our rain chances.
Now, your first warm weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Well, we had a couple of showers come down earlier this morning. Then we were able to dry out and actually warm up. Our temperatures today made it into the 70s, but a little bit of that warming helped build some instability. And as an upper level low now swings through, we're starting to see scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms develop. In fact, we have many of those working across parts of southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. In fact, a couple of thunderstorms just south of Janesville, between Janesville and Beloit, and it is possible that some of these stronger showers and isolated storms, since we've got some dry air around, could actually produce some winds 45 to even 50 miles per hour. So heads up here south of Forreston, you've got some heavy rain now crossing over to your south end of the southeast. This will be working towards the Mount Morris area, should pass south of Leaf River. We go a little bit further up to the north here. Here we are in Winnebago. You've got a shower just to the northwest. These are all moving it to the southeast, so some heavier rainfall will pass just to your north, and same thing here north of Durand working in towards Lake Somerset, and then you go just to the north and to the northeast here of Freeport. This will be moving towards the Rydot and German Valley area. Again, no severe weather expected with any of these showers as they come through, but some thunder and then some gusty winds are going to be possible, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually even see some smaller hail with that. These will last through sunset, so through about 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll see that clear the area. After that, skies will begin to clear out. Live look with our Mercy House Sky Track camera now out in Freeport at the Park Hills Golf Course. As this looks to the north, here's where that shower was we just saw on radar, and that passing just to the north there of the downtown area. So these scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms are going to continue. As we go through the night tonight, temperatures that are in the 60s and the 70s, a little rain cooled air up near Monroe at 63, 68 in Freeport, still at 74 in Rockford, and 71 our current temperature in DeKalb. We need the rainfall. We've been pretty dry for the month of April, but not only for April, but when we look back since the beginning of March, meteorological spring, and then the beginning of January, we've got about a 5.5, I should say, actually, inch deficit. And the latest drought monitor coming out from the National Drought Mitigation Center shows moderate drought conditions kind of expanding from where they were over northeast Illinois last week up into Wisconsin, south central Wisconsin, and those drier than normal conditions now moving into parts of Stevenson, Winnebago, all of Boone, DeKalb, Ogle, and Lee counties. So we need the rain. What comes through this evening? Well, yes, it'll be some brief and heavy downpours. It's not necessarily what we need. And looking into the extended, we might actually have to wait a little while before we see that opportunity, which could be the second week or so of May, before we start to get into a little bit more of a wet pattern. Until then, we've got a few showers that'll kind of pass through here this evening. Notice with future casts, we clear things out. Now, there is a second cold front that comes in later tonight. Winds are going to pick up as a result of that. So later tonight, tomorrow morning, it will be windy. But as high pressure moves overhead, we're going to clear out our skies. Friday looking like like a beautiful day. Saturday gets pretty windy, but we are warm Saturday afternoon, almost hot too. Temperatures will be in the lower 80s. We're dry for Saturday, most of Sunday, but the chance for some showers and thunderstorms, especially late move in on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. We'll see that continue into Monday. Temperatures then stay in the 60s for next week.
All right, thanks, Candice.
Scott's in next to talk sports.
He'll tell us what he'd do tonight during the NFL draft if he were the Chicago Bears' Ryan Pace.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Ryan Pace gets another shot at heading up the Bears draft tonight. Ideally, the Bears would have a top 10 pick, and they could pick one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. The Bears would love to trade up into the top 10 to do that, but I don't think they have enough draft capital to jump from the 20th spot to a top 10 spot. So here's my next best scenario for the Bears. With the 20th pick, they get a replacement for Kyle Fuller at cornerback. In a pass-happy NFL, you need good corners. So if I'm Ryan Pace, I'm drafting Northwestern corner Greg Newsome. That's him breaking up a pass by Ohio State's Justin Fields. Newsome was the top cornerback in the Big Ten and a third-team All-American. He's competitive, which you want in a cornerback, but he has been prone to pass interference calls. Another cornerback who could be available when the Bears pick at 20 is Virginia Tech's Caleb Farley. He's 6'2", great size, great in coverage, but he opted out of last season and had back surgery in March, and that's why he could be available when the Bears pick. I wouldn't have a problem with the Bears taking an offensive tackle in the first round either. They have to go cornerback or tackle. Again, if I'm Ryan Pace in the second round, that's where I trade up, and that's where I grab one of these 3 quarterbacks: Texas A&M's Kellen Mond, Stanford's Davis Mills, or Florida's Kyle Trask. None of the 3 is a Trevor Lawrence. All of them have flaws, but all 3 do have a lot of upside. Ryan Pace cannot keep kicking the can down the road by not drafting a young quarterback. Round 2 is the spot to do it. The Packers draft has been turned upside down by the news that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Numerous reports say he's unhappy that he doesn't have a new deal on a contract extension. He's probably also intrigued by the news that leaked out that the 49ers reached out to the Packers about trading for Rodgers. No doubt the 49ers would be Rodgers' ideal destination. He grew up in California rooting for the Niners. The Niners have a Super Bowl roster. They just need a quarterback. Intrigued by the 49ers' interest, Rodgers might push the Packers for a trade. One report by NFL reporter Trey Wingo says Rodgers will not be returning to the team. This might force the Packers' hand to deal Rodgers before the upcoming season. It's bad timing with it happening on draft day. Doesn't give the Packers much time to react. But if I had to venture a guess, it's that Aaron Rodgers has played his last game as a Packer. Hey, you can watch the draft unfold this evening on WTVO. It starts at 6:30 with the draft preview show from Cleveland. That'll be followed by round 1 of the draft at 7 o'clock. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. We've got the showers, isolated thunderstorms, gusty winds, heavy rainfall, drying out, warming up, heading into the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Candice.
And thank you for spending a little of your time with us. Stay safe.